How is your energy connected to your emotions? That's what this short video is all about. I'd like to introduce you to modern energy. What is all this energy? What is the energy we're talking about? Well, it's the energies of life. Everything that happens is an energetic interaction, and we are handling and processing all of these interactions with what we see and experience and witness, and we're processing that through our mind, body, spirit system. And the part of that system which is the first place to handle and accept and receive and experience those energies is our energy body. And according to the way we handle and experience the energies of life, the things that happen, what people say and do, what's going on around us, our emotions arise. So there's a direct link between energy and emotion. In fact, motion is, as it says, energy in motion through our self, through our energy body, and we're going to look at all the different states of our emotions according to our energy. So here is the modern energy chart. I'm Sandra Hillawi. I have been an energist, practitioner and trainer since 2000, and I've specialized in helping people with their emotions, transforming all the blocked, stressful, painful emotions into positive, powerful, flowing emotions to give us much more experience in life of love and happiness and success. So let's take a look at the energy chart now. First of all, you can see a few things here. There is a range that goes from -10 through 0 to +10. And this is our units of measuring energy flow through our body. Also, you can see the little men with lots of different behaviors and moods and thinking different things. That as we go from -10 through 0 to +10, who we are and how we are changes according to our energy. So let's take a look at some of these steps one by one. And we're going to start in the middle with 0, the no man's land of feeling peaceful, feeling okay, don't want anything, don't care about anything, not hurting, happy to stay exactly where I am, doing nothing. Now, does anybody recognize themselves in that state? And that's the 0 state. So, next, we start to have things to handle, things going on, events that have happened to us which we haven't dealt with very well. And as we think about them and remember them, and things around us trigger those memories, we start to experience stress symptoms. So if we look at -3, and the little green man kind of scratching his head, doubting his life, doubting himself, doubting whether he can do it, lacking in confidence, thinking negatively towards himself, and feeling a little bit anxious and worried. So this is probably everyday stress that many of us are actually experiencing. So we're not actually inside the stressful events that can happen at life, but we are worried about life because we've had stressful events before. So we're in a kind of a general anxiety state, lacking in confidence, doubting ourselves. We have a kind of little bit of energy available that we can think of what could we do about it, get some help, but we're not very proactive in our life, and we don't achieve a lot because of our lack of energy and power and confidence. Now, as we add more stress to the energy body, by more events, more energy that we have to deal with coming at us from the outside, and we have to process and deal with that, as we become less able to deal with that, we actually start to become upset, emotionally distressed, and feeling hurt, crying, very emotional, very irrational in our thinking, very egocentric in our thinking, and not able to take into consideration things that are going on around us and other people's emotions and feelings. So we call this around a -5. And as we're adding stress, what's happening is we're having more blockages and interruptions to the flow in the energy system. And in other words, less energy is available. We've got less flow, and then we have less energy. And this is why we're going down the minus side of this chart. Then something happens as we increase stress even further. Now we start to go into survival. The fight or flight mechanism kicks in, and we now have this surge of extra energy to survive, to solve our problem, to finish what we have to do, to deal with the things that we're feeling under pressure about. We might be so angry, want to go and cause a problem to somebody and cause harm, and we have no conception about the consequences of all of that on other people because we're so wrapped up in our own experience. And we have energy for survival and solving our problems and being out of the crisis, but it's not safe energy because there are repercussions from the actions of that arise from that state, and also from the thinking that arises from that state. Many of us may recognize when we've been inside a trauma or extended pressure at work, or a lot of changes that's taking place right now, or we got some really bad news and lots of shock waves going around the people around us. We can have a lot of emotions and a lot of disturbance in our self, who we are and how we are. Now, after an episode like this, when the crisis moment passes, we've used all of our emergency reserves and we crash into recovery mode, exhaustion. And we need to rest, we need time to recover, and in the state at -10 or -8, 9 and 10, we have no power, we have no energy, we can't face our life, we don't have any energy to do anything, we may not even be able to ask for help, much as we need it at this state. And our life, in our daily lives, in society and work today, many of us are in chronic stress experiences, and as we crash into those recovery states, they can be longer and longer, and the time we need to recover and bounce back, our resilience, gets less in resilience as our recovery time increases, and we're no longer able to face the world and function very well. Boy, that's a very low energy state, but it is possible to recover as we recognize that just this is an extreme lack of energy. So how do we go from these low minus states of lower energy? How do we move into the higher energy states on the positive side of 0? Let's take a look at that now. +3. This little yellow man, he's got ideas. He's kind of optimistic and hopeful. He's feeling okay. He's feeling quite good. He's thinking, oh yeah, what would I like to do? What could I do? That would be a nice idea. How can How can we go about doing something like this? So this state has got some positive emotional experience, but if we notice, it hasn't got quite enough energy and power to take action yet. And you may notice yourself in these kind of states, more procrastination, thinking of good ideas, but not actually starting anything and not following it through for sure. So the next energy state higher than that, let's look at +5. The orange man, he's got a shovel there. What that means is we now have the energy to get to work. +5 is where we begin to have the energy for taking action. And during this state, we feel good, we feel strong, we're alive, we can take action with our plans, we have energy to contribute in life as opposed to needing energy from life, which we need at the lower states. And so this is the first state we need to reach in order to start to be productive in any sense at all and making contribution and serving in our life. But then as we add more energy to our energy system, let's look at +7, the yellow shining little man there on the +7 step. He's thriving, he's shining, he feels great, he's happy. Happiness, emotion of happiness, starts around about +7 and +8 on this energy chart. And so we need to improve our energy in order that we can start to feel happiness and start to feel success. Our energy is high enough so we can take action. Our energy is high enough so we have created success through our actions and we're enjoying our success. We're attractive. People like us. Life is easy and everything is going well for us at +7 and 8. And then we have the top step in the modern energy chart, +10. The little white man, you can see his cup there, the champion. He is at his best. He's feeling powerful, happy, in love with life. He has mastery of himself. His vision is outside of himself, very great and expansive, and he has the energy to create, to give, to support, to sustain, and to lead. And +10 is where we are at our real self, where we are feeling love, happiness, freedom, power, courage, adventure. We're thinking fast, we're thinking far, we're thinking logically, and we have the passion and power for everything that we want to do. How much time do we spend in our lives at +10? At +10 where we're supposed to be who we are designed to be. Look at this chart, this modern energy chart from -10 to +10. Find yourself right now. Think about other moments in time, other days, other weeks, where you have been on this chart. Think about the moments when you've been higher, what life was like. This chart is the roadmap from the low energy states to the high energy states. All we need to move from one state to the next higher state, to become a different person in our thinking and feeling, performance, relating, our behavior, to be a different person, all we need is more energy. Just more energy flowing in our energy body. And there we'll leave this video with that question. How do we get more energy into and through our energy body to bring us from the low states of stress higher and higher into the more positive states of success, happiness and love and a flourishing life. Watch out for the next videos. Thank you for listening.